Well, hello there. Welcome to Wood Chip Woodworking. Today we're going to do a distressed flag. It's a distressed or tattered flag. I've had them at my craft shows, and people have asked about how I do them and things, and I thought this would be a good video to do. So let's get started on it. But first, let's do a little housekeeping. Please feel free to share, subscribe, like, share the video, and let other people know what my videos are all about. And let me know if you learned something and leave some comments below in the comment section. So let's get started on our project today. So hang tight. All right, so here I just rearranged, got a bunch of 2x4s, random lengths, nothing particular. And what I thought I would do is I would go through and mark these and cut them. I'll show you how I do a distressed flag. So basically what I've got is 13 2x4s on their sides, and I'm going to take and just randomly cut away some of it to give it that distressed look. So let's see what we can come up with. So let's see what kind of doodling we can do here. So I'm going to start up here. I'm going to leave this one probably like it is in the top. Come down and cut through here. Something like this. Yeah, I might come down a little bit lower here. And actually, yeah, cut across here. Cut this one down into this and something like that. Come up like this and around and something like this. It don't have to be exact. You know, I'm just kind of doodling here a little bit. Cut across here. Cut down. Something like that, I think would be kind of interesting. So we're going to cut this out on the bandsaw, and then we'll go on to our next step, and I'll show you how I put it together to the point of getting ready to sand. So hang tight. Oh, one of the things I need to do is I need to mark these as far as the numbers. So I'm going to label this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then this will be 13. Okay, so I got them numbered, and I'll explain to that in a minute. So hang tight. Let's go over to the bandsaw. All right, so we're at our bandsaw. I'm going to start with number 1, and we're going to cut somewhat on a line. It doesn't have to be exact because we got to do a lot of sanding. So let's get this cut and see where we're at. One. Hang tight, I got to get a little bit of room here. All right, now I got some room to work. So now we're going to cut this out. Two. Three more. Last one. All right, so we got them cut out. So let's get back over to the bench. All right, so we got our pile of 2x4s here. Now we want to set it back up, show you what it's going to look like, or sort of look like. And that's why we number them. So let me get them all back into orientation. And you can randomly cut this how you feel necessary. All right. So that's what our flag is going to look like right there. Union will be up here, and then it'll go through. So the first 7, and white is number 7 back there. We want to make sure we get them in line. That makes more sense. Yeah, that makes more sense. So we got a random, and it looks like it was out in the wind and it got tattered. That's what we needed. Okay, so our next step is to cut the wavy part. Since this is a wavy flag, I've redone my pattern. This is my original pattern that I made. And I just wanted to put a few more waves in it. So I redid the pattern. I got a little bit more waves in this one. So let's lay this out and we'll get it in. So I want to make sure that I put the number down. So I lay this up here, take my marker, and we'll mark these. Okay, and now here comes the fun part, the tricky part. I want to label this 1, and let's go 1P. Okay, and I'll circle that so I know that's the first one. You got to keep these numbers down towards me when we do this. And as you can see, the numbers there So that number 1 was here, so number 2 will be here, start. So we'll do that. So I line it up like that. And this doesn't have to be exact. It can be as rough as you want. So we're going to do 2 here and 2P. And there's a reason why I number them like I'm numbering. And I'll explain to that in 1 minute once I get these laid out. Do the same thing. Number 3. That there. And this will be the first flag that I made with this template. So I'm kind of anxious to see how it turns out. So this is 3 and 3P. And this will be 4. Okay, this will be 4 and 4P. And I just continue to do this and do that. So I'm going to finish that up and then I'll be right back. All right, so let me explain my pattern here. So I've got 1-inch increments all the way through here. And every time I go through and I lay it out, I move my pattern 1 inch. That's what's going to give me the curve that I want. So now let's go over to the bandsaw and I'll cut this out and then I'll explain to you why I have the numbers on it the way I've numbered them. So hang tight and let's go over to the bandsaw. All right, so let's cut this out on the bandsaw. And I'm going to follow that line the best I can. There's no rhyme or reason. Don't have to be perfect because I got a lot of sanding to do. So let's cut that out and see what we got. Plenty of room. That's what we need. Let's do it. All right, so now I got my 2 2x4s. So where the 1 and the 1P is, I take a 2x4 and each one is going to give me 2 flags. This is 1, this will be 1P. So I separate them out by, that's the reason why I put the number P in there. So I separate out. All the P's will go together and all the 1s will go together. So I'm going to separate them out here. 1's there, P's are here. And I'll do the same thing. Now, normally people will take these 2x4s and they'll lay them up there and they'll just grind away all this other material. I take and cut them and I get 2 flags out of 1 2x4 instead of just 1 flag. So let's continue to cut them out. And as you can see, this one here is pretty battered up, but that's all right. It's a distressed flag, and that's the reason why. There again, 2 and 2P. So I put P's over here and 1's here. And I'll continue to do that through the rest of them. So It's rinse and repeat, so hang tight. All right, so here we are. We got our waves cut out. I'm actually kind of liking this wave pattern versus the old one that I had. So it looks pretty good, I think. I think it looks pretty good. It's going to be nice and wavy, and it ought to be fun. So what I'm going to do now, the next step would be to screw all these together to hold them in place so that I can go sand them. So let's get our sander or drill set up and let's get drilling. All right, so I got my drill, my screws, and I just use drywall screws, and I always start up where the union's going to be and work my way down. So I put it in here, and all I do is line up this edge over here and the base of it so it's underneath straight. And I put one screw over here first, and I use these are 2.5 inch drywall screws. The first stripe I put 2.5 inch screws in because I don't want it to go through. And then everything after that I'll use 3 inch screws. So I'm going to put I'm going to go right here. I got to stay away from the top of this edge here, so I want to make sure that I'm down there, keeping the bottom flush. And I always do the first one up like this to get a baseline. And I'll put one here. I put roughly three of them in each stripe. Okay, that's my first one. I'll put this one on next. Do the same thing. Oh, the other thing I need to do, this is what I do so I know where my screws are at. Take a pencil and mark where I put the screws at. So I know not to put a screw right on top of another screw because it won't work very good. So I'll probably end up just putting 2 screws in this one because it's so short. Yeah, I'll put one down here and then one up there. Try to space them out so that when I go to put it together, I'll put glue on it. And I glue them together. Yeah, that screw. And it's basically rinse and repeat. Same thing. Screws, put it in there. Put that in there like so. I'll be right back. I'll finish this up and we'll be right back. All right, so there is our flag. Looks kind of tattered to me. And as you can see, let's get you up here close. As you can see, these areas here are sticking up. So these will all be sanded down so it's nice and smooth and to come through there. But unfortunately, it's too late tonight to do that because I can't see it outside. Sun's already set. So I won't be able to finish that tonight. So with that being said, I think I'm going to end the video here. That's the first part of this video. So this will be part 1. Hopefully tomorrow I have some daylight. I will take you outside and we'll do some sanding and sculpting on this. and we'll go from there. All right. So thank you for stopping by Wood Chip Woodworking. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of the video here as a teaser to what's to come. But I'll work on getting the part 2, which will be sanding it and getting it ready for paint. So let's do that tomorrow. All right. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Have a good evening, and we will talk to you sometime soon. Thanks again for stopping by Wood Chip Woodworking. Bye.